First of all, like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the algorithm. I thought I would take a quick look at some of the bickering that's going on in Comicsgate. I mean, I picked this tweet because it showcases some people. This is the cool thing about Comicsgate is no matter the situation, people will always push their campaigns. I love the Comicsgate hustle. People in Comicsgate are the best people on earth. They just want to follow their dreams of making a comic book, writing and drawing and producing a comic book. So we'll take a look at one of these cool covers I found down below. Mike Miller, who I like. I like Mike Miller a lot. I like EVS a lot. I even find some humor in War Campaign and pretty much everyone in Comicsgate or associated with Comicsgate. I don't think we have to pick sides just because, people are fighting. We can support them all. When the leader of Comicsgate removes Comicsgate from their profile, what does that mean for Comicsgate? Well, come on. Who cares, man? Love you, Mike, but it's time to stop. From Matt Rainbolt. Just an observation. I know, but with the current situation, even the most innocuous things are seen as slights. I'd have to not say anything at all for certain people to not see it as a slight. Oh, come on. There's a leader now? Well, about time. Who is it? Everyone knows it's EVS. I don't think EVS is the leader of Comicsgate. I think there was a time when he tried to take it over a little bit, and then he kind of backed away from that. He realized you don't want to be the leader of Comicsgate because then it kind of makes you de facto responsible for the behavior of the people who fall under the umbrella of Comicsgate. And you don't want to be that because Comicsgate is an eclectic, eccentric, diverse group of people, and there's some nut jobs in every group of people, but there are more good people than nut jobs in Comicsgate. So no, I don't consider EVS a leader. There's no leader of Comicsgate. It's just a rough idea of people who are headed in the same direction away from SJW Comics. I support Comicsgate because I support independent comics. I don't consider EVS the leader type. And never saw a movement like this needing a leader. If anything, it's consumers. We have the money. That's what it should be. Okay, agree with that. You keep creating your great content with your Christian principles first and integrity. That's why I haven't left you and still promote your stuff in my local comic book shop. Okay, so he's got Six Gun Samurai, The Meg, and Deal with the Devil. I'm not familiar. The only one I'm familiar with is The Meg, and it looks really good. Okay, so he's doing a little customer service there. Maybe it's time for rebranding. I fully support a Comicsgate, but I never liked the name. I still want you, EVS, and everyone to exceed. That may mean apart at this point, but that's okay, yeah. It means you killed Comicsgate. War Campaign killed Comicsgate. Nobody killed Comicsgate because the idea of Comicsgate is boil it down to independent comics, SJW free comics. That's probably the easiest way to boil it down for me. So no, you cannot stop independent SJW free comics. It's not like the Comicsgate books are some far right, Trump loving type of thing. They're just what I said they were. Who cares, man? You've had 2 successful campaigns with Lone Star probably going to be a third and beyond, yet this continued drama turns customers like me off. I agree. At this point, nobody cares. We just don't want SJW comics. Amen, Mr. Logan Crane at Rampage PC. Less unnecessary drama, more good comics. Yeah, you should let's just move on. If you guys, they're 2 adults who are bickering, and I've been an adult also bickering, so I can't say I'm above all this. I would never do this kind of thing, but yeah, but okay, but here's the thing with Twitter and social media is it allows this kind of bickering in public, and that's the one thing I firmly believe is that couples should never argue in public. You should never argue with your friends in public. You should never kind of air your dirty laundry in public. There's just no need for it. Handle it behind the scenes with phone calls. And here's the thing I was thinking about last night on my walk. If EVS didn't have Twitter, here's what I thought. Okay, what if EVS didn't have Twitter? And he says, well, I would say, well, how much of your business? Let me get to the cover of this thing I found. Yeah, I heard about Mary's Boys. Someone else recommended it to me in the comments, and I forgot. I totally friggin' forgot. And then I saw it and I realized, oh, someone told me to look at it. I should, maybe I'll pass out my email so people can email me suggestions and things like that. Okay. Your boy Zach has told EVS you don't need to be on Twitter, and I'm assuming that EVS thinks, okay, well, Twitter brings in some audience, but how much of an audience does it bring in? If, say, EVS has $1 million campaign with Cyberfrog, say it gets that much, and say Twitter brought in 5%, so 5% of $1 million, I think is 50 grand. If he was off Twitter, he would lose that 5%, but he'd be just fine. He'd lose the 50 grand. And then the thing is it worth it to lose 50 grand to still be friends with Doug TenNapel, Mike Miller, Edwin Boyette, and whoever else he's argued with, maybe even War Campaign? If you could have given up that 5% and avoided it, I think it would have been worth it. I'm thinking about it from his perspective. I would have said, yeah, it probably would have been worth it, because, I mean, besides the, friendship is priceless, and the thing is, $50,000 is not going to make a difference in his life. He's not hurting for money. He's got tons of cash coming in from residuals from his work in the comics and movies and that kind of thing. Money's not an issue. Yeah, I would give a 5% to maintain friendships. I mean, I look back on it now and I realize, most of the time you get a little older and you look back on the things you argued about with your friends and you realize it's not worth. It wasn't worth abandoning a friendship for a stupid argument. And maybe you want to work with, maybe EVS wants to work with Edwin Boyette in the future, or Mike Miller, or the War Campaign crew. I mean, I guess you got back together with them, but you see what I'm saying? I mean, you following me? At some point, you got to realize, if we just weren't on social media, if we just weren't on Twitter in the first place, none of this, I don't think any of this would have happened. It's just something I was thinking about. I don't know. Okay, talking about the campaign. Okay, Tribulation Taskforce. Check this out. Can you see this? What's that? Let me get that. Isn't that dope? Look at that. That is what the holographic cover. That is cool as hell. At first, I thought this was like a Marvel or DC or something. I thought it was Superman because he has the badge, but it's off center. I don't know anything about Tribulation Task Force. Yeah, the cover is quite astonishing. It says Zombie Nakon. Zombienomicon from the Book of the Dead, I guess. Tribulation Task Force at Indiegogo. Okay, if I remember, I'll check that out. It looks so 90s. You see Grok Comics from Robert E. Heinlein's book. I forget the book. Was it Stranger in a Strange Land, where he invented that term, grok? Remember Don't Go Outside Naked? That was I used to love him a long time ago. As an adult, I look at his stuff and realize, Heinlein was kind of a pervert. I think he had serious issues with women, too. It's kind of weird. But he was a great science fiction writer. It looks so 90s. It is a thing of beauty. Yeah, it looks dope. That is cool. I love that kind of stuff. Okay. Oh, Rock Lobster says he is the leader of Comicsgate. Leader of Comicsgate. Very, very cute. So you can sub to 3D Zach, Rock Lobster. Everyone knows Comicsgate is now just code for EVS and whoever he's fine with at the moment. I have to respectfully, Dark Gift Comics says, I have to respectfully disagree. I believe in Comicsgate. I'm an EVS fan. I'm a Mike fan. I also like non-Comicsgate creators. I get along with War Campaign. I get along with Anti-War Campaign. I still think of as Mike as Comicsgate. He may not be Comicsgate. Comics creators are who we think they are, not who EVS says they are. Exactly. If I define Comicsgate as I did, independent SJW free comics, then anyone to me who fits into that classification is Comicsgate. Though I understand if you're professional, you don't want to associate yourself with the moniker. Buy products you support, not giving so much attention to unnecessary labels and clicks. Yeah. Comicsgate never wanted leaders. If anything, your boy Zach was the de facto leader of Comicsgate. But then he got in a lawsuit with Mark Waid, and he got off Twitter and he stopped doing live streams. So he's kind of less influential in Comicsgate now, but he's still kind of like the wise old man of Comicsgate. The the original sensei, when you can grab the stone from his hand. Grasshopper is ready. Yeah, it's a customer movement until a bunch of professionals moved in and sullied it. Yeah, a lot of people say that kind of thing, that professionals moved in and kind of took it over. That's okay. I mean, they want to sell their... That's fine. Anyone is welcome. Anyone who wants to sell their stuff. In future, it will be called Ethangate with pre- and post-war campaign timelines. No, but he got back together with War Campaign, which is cool to see. I think War Campaign went a little far with their memeing people. I was looking at some of their memes yesterday, and I was laughing at some of them. But you want to meme the professionals, the Mark Wades, the Heather Antoses, Gail Simones, Tim Doyle's. I mean, Tim Doyle kind of memes himself. He's in a bikini. There's a couple pictures. It's just, I guess he's got to be coked out of his mind, allegedly. I'm not saying he does cocaine, but if I was in a bikini at 300 pounds, I would have to be coked out of my mind. And I don't know, be promised BJs from like a string of hot models. Yeah, so I'm saying is go after the mainstream professionals. Don't no more the circular firing squad. If you don't like certain people who were associated with Comicsgate, just leave them alone. War Campaign and Edwin Boyette are fighting, and JDA are fighting. It's just move on. I mean, you're all 40-year-old adults or 50-year-old adults. God, this isn't high school. Move on. These people just want to make a living selling their books, feed their families. Yeah, no singular definition exists of what Comicsgate is. Yeah, my definition exists. I'm not the leader of Comicsgate, but I did define it. And it's really shocking to see a bunch of adults acting like a bunch of children in public. It's embarrassing. It's like secondhand embarrassment to read adults arguing in public. I mean, that's what Twitter is, to be fair. And our Comicsgate adults are much maturer than the far left journalists and, those kind of media idiots. But still, there's no need. There's no need for this public airing of dirty laundry. There was a leader. I thought it was consumers. Yeah, it's an ideology. It doesn't need a leader. It's dead just like everybody. No, it's not dead. And no, we're not doomed. Comicsgate isn't going to go away. It can't go away. Is Captain Cummings like Voltron Mort? The bad guy from Peter Potter. He's sleeping in a crystal cavern in the Pyrenees, ready to awaken at the end of time, once in future curmudgeon. Actually, he is, I have Douglas Ernst live stream playing in the background. And Sweetcast is there, Captain Cummings is there, the Gateway into Comics is there, a bunch of other people are there. Douglas Ernst has a very good live stream. It's good that he's starting to do more and more live streams. There needs to be a time when there are live streams from, I don't know, maybe 5 p.m. to after midnight. There should be enough Comicsgate channels to be that many live streams. That would be cool to see. Obviously, they need enough customers to support that, but I think that'll happen. Complaining about... Okay, wait. Ben Henderson. I'm the leader of Comicsgate. Been missing you. Come back. I should have put this at the beginning of the video. I kind of looked into Ben Hennessy. His name is Henderson. Okay, I was kind of looking into the Cautionary Comics Ben Henderson thing. I'm not sure what happened with it. One of his campaigns fell through or something, and people were having trouble getting refunds. So I didn't know. Not for a minute. I didn't think anything nefarious was up. I thought, is he sick? Is he in the hospital? I mean, something going on. I mean, he seems like a really good, upstanding guy. So if a campaign's having problems, it's probably just, I assume it's because he's got sick or something sad, tragic happened. So I hope everything's good with him. At least it's good to see him come back 3 hours ago. But if anyone knows about the Ben Henderson situation, let me know in the comments, and I'll start investigating it. And no, I don't think this is 3D chess, as they say. I don't think they're just doing this for clicks and likes. Drama sells. Drama definitely sells. I don't think so, because I think now it's actually the point of this kind of infighting is actually hurting Comicsgate more than it's helping it. Anyway, what was the comics I was supposed to look up? The Boys. Merry Boys on Indiegogo. Hold on a sec. Okay, you know what? I think Edwin Boyette mentioned this in one of his streams, and someone mentioned it in my comments. It's Merry Boys, 14 Age Knights Templar at the fag end of the 20th century, bringing in salvation the hard way. Okay, a bunch of ugly babies. The lion from the Witch in the Wardrobe movies or books. Actually, I saw one of the Witch in the Wardrobe movies. The first one was in the 80s, and it was kind of low budget and very campy and very cool. Very, very cool. And then I saw part of the remake, which was obviously high budget and also very cool. I don't think they made any more than just the one. Okay. Carl Steffen. Let's see. Needs $3,000 to get it funded. I don't know how you're going to pay for it with $3,000. Digital basic, digital premium, print comics, $15. Coming from the UK, so shipping. I don't know what shipping would be from the UK. Probably $15 to get to America. I would, you know what? If your audience is in America, you'd probably get it printed in America, which is weird. I would think if you're trying to sell Indiegogo, Comicsgate type stuff, you're probably going to get more American sales than UK sales. I would just print it in the America and save the Americans money because they're going to be your big. Okay, how many pages is it? For me, I need pages. When someone says it's a 50-page comic and there's a 100-page comic, and all things being equal, obviously, this is a very British black comedy. Okay, I like British black comedy. I like black dark comedy. Yeah, I definitely want, all things being equal, I want a bigger page count. I'm just, it does not say, 175 pages. Oh no, that's the old one. As far as experience goes, I already have 175-page graphic novel under my belt, so I'm confident I can see this project through the end. Okay, covers are drawn. Ink the final 35 pages. Take between 3 or 4 months. Okay, you don't say how many pages it is. Here's the thing: when you do these, you do your Indiegogo campaigns, because I think I set up one Indiegogo campaign already, or my Indiegogo, my Patreon. I set up my Patreon, but I didn't. I never posted it because it's just not a good idea to post it yet. You should always have someone go over it. Have someone in Comicsgate. Have a few people go over your Indiegogo, your Patreon. Have them go over and just check spelling, grammatical errors, and then from content, like information, like when you leave out. If you're leaving out something that you need people to check out, or people will say, well, right up front, you should give certain information, and the order of information is what people are into. Anyway, this is Merry Boys. Okay, and this is the other one I looked at with the holographic cover, Tribulation Taskforce. I guess it has two covers. That the one on the left is probably the holographic one, and this, I assume, probably is not holographic. Okay, $700 out of $500 flexible goal. Well, you're gonna need more than that. Okay, $5 for digital standard print package for $10. This must be a very small comic book for if you're selling it for $10. After the great cleansing, all the Christians were removed from the earth. Humanity was left to pick up the pieces. Some of the remnant Jews, now evangelists of the Messiah, found some journals from the former leader of the Tribulation Force. These are Grok's private journals, materials used to train new members. Tribulation Task Force. Okay, Antichrist. So it kind of reminds me of what's that guy who wrote that book in the 90s? I think he wrote a series of books called Left Behind that Nick Cage did a movie for. It was kind of a made-for-TV movie. Nicolas Cage did a lot of these really low budget. I guess he had really expensive habits, so he needed to make some easy money, quick money, doing these just horrible movies, which is weird because he was a huge star like 20 years ago. Leaving Las Vegas was a classic. Okay, hollow foil cover is what they call it. Standard cover, hologram. Then variant cover. All right, cool. How many pages? I don't know. It doesn't say. Trading card. Do people want trading cards and stickers and stuff? I mean, why bother? I don't see it. Like, I see people out selling bookmark or having like bookmarks and trading cards and stickers and this kind of stuff. I'm thinking, who the F wants a bookmark? I mean, just who cares? Just the book itself is fine. Just the book. I would say, if anything, do like Doug TenNapel did. He released his first book, and it was a hardcover. And the whole package was this big hardcover book, and it was really reasonably priced. I don't think I knew it was a hardcover. I think if more people knew it was a hardcover, they would have bought it. Anyway, I see I'm at 20 minutes. I'm just going too long. Like, comment, subscribe, and check out these books on Indiegogo. I'll see you guys next episode.